Okay, not again. That's like 4 episodes in a row, dude.
I tell you, every episode.
Rest in peace.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ringside Reality, episode 28.
No, you gotta know your episodes. You can't go going into the show unprepared.
It's like so much time between them, I get mixed up.
It's not even that long. We only did one last week. I remember uploading it last weekend.
I think this is 28. Ringside Reality number 28.
Is it 28?
Yeah.
We averaging. I did the math on it actually, just so all our curious listeners out there might be wondering how many episodes we pull off.
That one listener.
No negative listener. We have since I think we started in April or May last year, I think, which is averaging I think it was one every 2 weeks basically or something. It's basically our average, which is not bad.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, there's 52 weeks in a year. It's been almost a year now.
Yeah.
It's episode 28, so.
Yeah, that's not bad for 2 old slackers like us, boy. I mean, really. And it's not we're just shooting the shit, too. It's not like people like Taz or Stone Cold. Well, Stone Cold, does he still do podcasts? I don't even know. I haven't seen much of him. But,
yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Was Jericho,
these guys all have connections. And
Jericho, Taz, Stone Cold, Ric Flair, Bruce Pritchard's is apparently a big one now.
Yeah, I listen to that one sometimes.
Bischoff got one. Fuck, man, they all got them, really.
Yeah, but you don't need to listen to any of them. This is the GOAT podcast. Just listen to us. You don't need to listen to the whole thing. All they do is... Well, the Bischoff one's okay, I think, maybe. I don't even listen to... I used to a couple of years ago. And then, everybody started getting one. So it was I couldn't keep up with it anymore. And then, eventually, you just kind of fuck them all, I guess. That's kind of what happened to me.
I like
Jericho's. Too many.
I like Jericho's, but I only really listen to him when he got, wrestling people on it. I don't really... I think the last one he had was Chris Angel. I don't want to hear Chris Angel on Chris Jericho's podcast, really.
Chris Angel? Is that the magician?
Yeah.
Right.
He's had Dave Mustaine's been on it a couple times. Kerry King from Slayer's been on it. Yeah, he's had some in different kind of. Gene Simmons has been on it.
Oh God.
So, but I like listening to the wrestling stories. That's why I listen to them.
Well, that's why I like the Bruce Pritchard one. I don't want to give a shout out to other podcasts. We're giving away our negative listeners, but it's kind of weird. He's kind of afraid to give. He's not that old. He's old, but it's he still thinks he can get a job again, so he's holding back. Well, the old wrestler that leaves and they're they shoot, but at the same time they're oh, I'm only 53, and maybe there's a chance I can go back, so I don't want to say anything too bad.
Well, he's with TNA, right?
Yeah, he's with TNA, but everybody goes TNA. I don't know. The stories are interesting because he goes through old pay-per-views and stuff, which is kind of cool because he kind of breaks down the matches and what the stories were and what this guy was doing. And if you're an old wrestling fan like us, we're old as fuck. Actually, we're only 33, but it's kind of neat listening to it. So he's pretty good, but I don't know. Stone Cold's one's weird too because I thought Stone Cold's one was going to be off the hook, really. With him just saying all, he kind of plays it safe too. I find. I don't know.
He's got 2 podcasts. So he's got Stone Cold Unleashed, or a Stone Cold podcast Unleashed, and then he's got a regular podcast. So on his regular podcast, I don't think he swears or that kind of stuff. But on the Unleashed one, he swears a lot.
Yeah, but on the Unleashed one or whatever, I never heard it. But does he talk wrestling, or is it just a general theme to it all?
I've heard him talk wrestling a few times, and it's nothing really I think it depends on who he's got on it.
Yeah.
So if he's got, I don't know, somebody who's not really employed with WWE anymore. So who do you have on there that I was listening to? Oh, Buff Bagwell, I think it was. Remember I told you about that?
Oh yeah.
Well, him and Buff were swearing a lot and everything else. But then he had, let's say, for example, I don't know, Ric Flair. Him and Flair aren't going to be on there swearing and stuff because Flair's affiliated with the WWE and he's not going to, tarnish his image, I guess. Flair can't tarnish his image anymore.
No?
He's only had fucking 11 divorces.
Yeah, he's got fucking children you don't even know about. There's only so much you can do, I guess. But Flair was there, yeah, and No, that Dean Ambrose one with Austin was kind of weird. Like, that was the weirdest one of all of them.
I heard that was, like, basically killed it for the WWE Network. That's what I was...
Yeah.
That's what, from my understanding, like, that killed the Stone Cold podcast being on the WWE Network from now on.
Yeah, well, I remember I was in BC and you were texting me because I wasn't watching it, and you were like, this is fucking weird, man. Like, and then I watched it again after when I was back home here in Ontario, and yeah, that podcast, that wasn't even comfortable. Like, you just felt awkward the whole time. Like, this is not even, like, I don't even know what Austin's problem was, really. He was fucking staring a hole through him one day. Like, he wanted to fucking kill him or something, man.
Well, it's really... I think Austin was being, like, a shill. Like, he was doing what, I guess, Vince and whoever production was telling him to do. But I don't think Dean Ambrose was let in on it or something.
Yeah,
because
like
Austin
something...
kept kind of leading him down these pathways of asking him these questions that he expected different answers from. So when he was like, how was your childhood? And Dean was like, I don't know, it was okay, I suppose. And Austin was like, well, there was no abuse. Like,
yeah.
Oh, and Dean was
what
like,
do you mean? You didn't get raped by your father?
Yeah, and Dean was like, no, man, I was pretty, normal. And he's like, I did some bad stuff when I was a little older. And then he was like, what kind of bad stuff? And he's like, I don't know, man. Like, I just got in trouble with the law a little bit. And he's like, did you go to jail? And he just kept at him. And it's almost
he
like
kept wanting more, yeah.
He was almost trying to, like, he was trying to stir up some controversy or something.
I'll tell you one of the worst ones was that fucking one where he sat in the ring with Mick Foley.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. That was horrible.
The one where Noelle came out there at the first of it or whatever?
I'm doing it, Daddy.
I'm a machine, Daddy.
She's actually retarded. Oh, hold on. Ringside Reality's off to a hot start here tonight. Wait.
What's a hot take?
Hold on. This is big news. I just got to come through the wire. Are you ready?
Yeah.
We're breaking news here tonight. WWE is in talks and has been in talks with Ring of Honor since January, and apparently credible sources have said close to the situation, WWE is buying Ring of Honor and making it a weekly TV show on the network with all their talent. Ooh, that is juicy. That's real too, folks.
That's juicy, yeah.
Yeah, it makes more sense now why they're looking for the Hardy Boys to come in so they can throw them in all ROH, probably.
Mm.
Yeah, so if that happens, that's just like, is it going back to the fucking 80s again, isn't it? With Vince going around buying everybody up?
That's what's happening. I mean, the only ones I could see him not buying out would be like New Japan. Alright.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. This podcast, obviously we don't have like, there's no one behind the glass producing the show, people.
Soundboards.
Yeah, we don't have soundboards and like a producer sitting behind the glass going, you want to hear that now? Like, we're unhinged here. We're lunatics.
We're flying lunatics, Michael.
Yeah, what is that lunatic doing? Somebody control him. How did he get a forklift into the building? Because there was one in the building. Because it's a fucking building, man.
In the same vein, how did Baron Corbin get one a few weeks ago? Like, it makes some sense.
Yeah.
Then there was an interview like 5 minutes later, and there's a forklift in the background of the interview.
Oh, man. You know what's even worse? Is back in the day when, like, Angle drove a milk truck in and Austin drove it, JR didn't even say, which would have had merit, how the hell did he get a Zamboni? They didn't even say that. They were just going with the moment. Like, oh, my God.
Yeah,
JBL, a forklift. Yeah. A fucking forklift, which is, like, a common thing in every single building in the world. He's like, how the hell did this lunatic get a forklift in the building? And you see the guy that was driving it for him? Like,
oh, yeah.
There was a dude behind her like, you ready to go down yet? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh my God, kill me now. Sorry, if I trail off with the old breaking news music. But yeah, if that happened, that's big news actually about fucking...
That could be huge.
I mean, Ring of Honor is kind of they're one of the last things around in North America anyway that isn't WWE, so... I mean, this is a hot take, and it's. I just read this for the first time, so I don't know. But I mean, it's all impulse opinions, I suppose, at this point. But I don't know. That's not. Is that good news or bad news for wrestling? Like, once again, I gotta say it's probably bad news. It's the monopoly grows, right? Like, it can't be good, could it? Like, more. How is that a good thing for wrestling?
I'm gonna put this out there. What do you think's gonna happen? Do you think they're gonna let them be their own thing? Continue on the shows the way they're doing it, same stadiums, the same crowd, the same wrestlers, and have nothing to do with WWE? Or do you think we'll see some sort of crossover?
Well, there's absolutely zero chance in hell that anything is happening under the WWE umbrella that Vince McMahon doesn't oversee and make the final fucking judgment on. So no matter what they say, like in in negotiations, Vince is probably like, God damn it, you can do what you want. It's your brand. We'll put you on the network. But nothing happens in WWE without Vince's approval. So what'll end up happening, I'm sure, is that it'll start off like Vince's be watching it and he'll start getting his fingerprints over it and fucking ruin it. That's my prediction. It'll just end up becoming like a WWE program. Because nothing happens in that fucking company.
Like NXT or 205 Live or something.
Yeah, like everything, right? So it's just another thing, but I can't believe, like it says includes a weekly TV show beginning to air on the WWE Network. Nowhere at this point whether every wrestler on the roster will continue working in RH if it happens. Keep in mind there is no actual deal, but credible sources have said that this is happening. Reps from WWE on RH have declined to comment.
One of the things that I seen the other day that could point towards it is that, you know how John Cena's always fucking posting shit on his Twitter trolling people?
Yeah.
He posted a picture of Jay Lethal.
Really? Yeah, I guess that's like the old Twitter fucking thing. And the thing is too, like ROH hasn't been really hot lately too, like in the last year or two. Like it's cooled off a lot. Like it had some buzz to it a long time ago, but you know yourself, like in recent years, like especially in the last year or so, like not a lot of people. It's not garnering a lot of interest, really. Like I don't hear much about it anymore.
Even I think the biggest thing going on right now is at the Hardys.
Yeah, well that makes sense. Like that. That's what I said earlier. Like so, they offered the Hardys a contract. But, I mean, it's a blow to the industry, in my opinion. Really, it's just another fucking blow to the industry, man. Like, whether or not he's buying them out completely or he's just taking the licensing for the footage or whatever. It's like the WCW thing, but I don't know. I don't like it. Like, fucking WWE, man. Because they're doing it with the UK stuff and everything, right? Like, I'm sure you read about that. Like, they're buying everything up.
Yeah.
And it's just like...
Well, they want to be the only product.
Yeah, like, is this a deal? Maybe the deal is they just get the rights to the footage and the names and the licensing and all that, and they just broadcast the show on the network, but ROH stays separate, but it just
does its
own thing. Like,
yeah.
But they just show it on the network because that way they can say, WWE Network, your place for everything wrestling, not just WWE. Maybe that's it. Like, so instead of ROH going to a cable network company to try to get a deal like Fox or something, you're going to the WWE and saying, can you display our content for us? I don't know, maybe that's the deal. Which, in that case, it makes a bit more sense, but like I said, once it's on the network, Vince owns it, and once Vince owns something, you know damn well what happens. Like, Vince McMahon doesn't know the word fucking leave it alone. Like, he just doesn't leave anything alone. It'll become his... Well, fucking remember, like, I don't even know what year it was, but didn't on SmackDown or something, like, ECW was its own brand in WWE, right? For a couple of years, or probably longer, like 5 years or something?
It was RAW, SmackDown, and ECW, yeah.
Yeah, and like what they did to the... Yeah, that's where CM Punk started. So, like, look what they did to that. Like, holy fuck. Remember December to Dismember? Holy...
Do you remember the Zombie?
Oh, I do.
The first match on ECW was Zombie versus Sandman.
I don't know, boy. I mean, the way I see it is that wrestling's in worse shape than Jim Ross's wife.
Too soon. Too soon.
What? When did it happen?
Yesterday? She's still on life support, man.
Okay, sorry. That's... Alright, well, that's it for this podcast.
Out on a low note.
We had a good run. We're going to get shut down by the old CRTC. They're going to get wind of it. Anyway, so I don't have any more. I think that's all for breaking news. I just happened to stumble upon that. And actually, not to toot our own horn, but over the last year or so, I was going to say years, like we've been doing this forever, but we broke a few news stories by. Like, really.
For people who don't have, like, insider knowledge and, like, insider contacts and stuff, yeah.
Well, just to show you how much we're breaking it, those D-bags on fucking WrestleZone.com, like old Bill Pritchard and fucking Nick Hossman or whatever his name is, you know, all those guys that... I'm looking on WrestleZone right now, updated as of this second, and they don't have the news story up, so we're headed in. So there you go. We're the best. GOAT podcast.
In other news, we should maybe discuss this whole sex tape thing.
Ow!
Yes, Christopher White. Chris White has a sex tape.
Me and Johnny have a sex tape from the hotel in Toronto when we went to Survivor Series. Oh, God.
It got leaked online.
For some reason, the whole time, the Mean Street Posse's theme music is playing in the background. We don't know what that's all about.
From the mean streets of Greenwich.
We're from the Mean Streets of Greenwich.
I said Gwemich.
You're getting two of us both fail at the same time.
Greenwich.
Well, this, the sex tape, this is, like, sad. Everybody knows about it. They don't want to just say what happened. Like, it leaked. Old fucking Brad Maddox was banging Paige, and then all these stories came out, like, there was so many stories, like, about women that were involved, like Melina and friggin' Victoria, and Natty was in a three-way, and there's all this stuff.
Yeah, so that's not really what I really want to talk about. Like, I think if you're a wrestling fan, you know what's going on.
You don't want to talk about old fucking Paige getting DP'd by fucking Maddox and Xavier Woods?
No, I not the fact that it's out there. My real question to you would be, do you think that they're going to get punished for it, and should they get punished for it? Or do you think there's going to be any repercussions?
Well, my sources tell me, and I don't have any, but apparently they held a closed-door meeting after Raw on Monday, and they decided to just let it blow over. And they're not going to have any repercussions, which kind of makes sense, really. But Vince and Triple H and like Kevin Dunn and stuff apparently had a closed-door meeting. They said, let's just let it blow over. Which makes sense because fucking, by the way, people, just Google Seth Rollins' dick or something. And, by the way, 3 weeks after that came out, Buddy headlined fucking WrestleMania. So, it'd be pretty hypocritical, which is not the WWE is not against being hypocritical, but it'd be pretty bad. Now, this is a little bit different, but still, like, a dick pic is still pretty fucking lewd, so I don't know. I don't think they're going to do anything. From what I read, they're not going to do anything. I think they're just going to let it blow over. But Paige hasn't been on TV anyway.
No, but do you think it hurts the publicity for the movie that's being made about her life?
Yes, it definitely kills that.
Right?
Like, it kills that. And I don't know. Like, well, I don't think they're going to do anything about it. It's a shitty situation. Like, they're mad dumb. Celebrities are mad fucking stupid. And wrestlers are celebrities. Like, how many times does this have to happen before you learn, people? Get a clue. Like, fucking, seriously. How many times does it have to happen? Like, stop getting filmed while you're fucking banging, man. Like, it's got to come out eventually.
And well, especially don't put it on your phone and then put it up online or on the cloud or whatever, because that's how it got hacked. But if you're going to film yourself getting banged, get an old VHS tape out and fucking get an old VCR recorder or something, man. Do that. Like,
do what old Tommy Lee and Pam did. Like, they put that out, you couldn't even tell it was them, really. It old quality was that shit.
Well, just, because it was just a home video.
I don't know. Like, it's a big story. It's, like, way juicier than anything that's actually happened on fucking television. It's kind of already starting to blow over a little bit. Like, when I texted you about it, like, last week or something, like, it was freaking chaos on the internet. It was breaking the internet, as they say. You know, it was madness, but well, like I said, it's kind of different because Paige isn't on TV. And, like, if this was someone that was, like, being pushed and was in that four-way at WrestleMania or something, or she was in a four-way, but it wasn't at WrestleMania, but if it was something that was being pushed, like, if it was one of those four that was heading to Mania, they might have a problem. But when was the last time Paige was even on fucking television, man?
Well, she got suspended. Then she got suspended again. Then they told her to break up with Alberto Del Rio, and she got engaged to him. So they haven't had her back since then, and now this. So, and then the crowd was chanting for her, and they cut it out. So I don't know about that either. You know what I mean? Seems like they kind of don't want her to even be talked about. Hello? Just cut out. Hello? Oh, what else was I going to say? I was going to say something else that time.
Sorry, we're having technical difficulties tonight, I think.
There was something else. There was another point I was going to make about that. I forget now.
Well, it probably had something to do with the fact that old Xavier was bagging hers on fucking camera.
They made a joke about that on Raw. Did you catch that?
I caught Big E saying something like, "Is there something you want to talk about?" or something, whatever he said.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, when you put Raw up on fucking Hulu or whatever next day, they cut that part out.
They always do.
You know what? When we talked about it a couple weeks ago, like on episode 26 or something, we were talking about how it's like a dictatorship and there's nothing else like it in the world.
Yeah.
Since we talked about that, I'm like noticing it more and more because we talked about it for like 10 minutes. We talked about it, and now I'm noticing like it's so fucking phony. Like there's nothing real about wrestling. Like I know wrestling's fake, but it used to be like at least the action in the ring was choreographed and fucking fake, obviously, but. You always had that real element. The crowd, for fuck's sakes. How the hell do you don't tell the crowd what to do? It's like weird now. Like we talked about it. And now when I watch it, like stuff like that. Like they put it up the next day and they cut. It's like whatever they want you to see is all you see, which makes for such a watered down, boring product. You don't get any spontaneity, right? You don't get that because, like now you told me on Monday or Tuesday, sorry, that they delayed Raw, which is live.
The tape delay, yeah.
Like that is fucking lunacy, man. Like really, it's a live program. It's Monday night. It's Monday Night Raw. This show that has been like a roller coaster for fucking 25 years. You're delaying it? Like that takes away from everything that it's supposed to be.
Well, because like I said, they cut out the chance of We Want Paige, and they cut out the boos for Roman Reigns.
Well, you'll also notice, because I noticed it fucking after you said it, when fucking Buddy was out, when Triple H was out cutting that promo, trying so hard to sell that match, and nobody cared. But he was trying his ass off, I'll give him that. There was this loud CM Punk chant that started.
Yeah.
Which is fucking hilarious, because, like, nobody cares about the program when they're chanting. But if you go back and watch it, like the live one, not the Hulu or, like, just the live, because I PVR'd it, remember?
Yeah.
It stops straight away. It drowns out, like, instantly. Like, and I didn't realize when you text me said they cut it off. I went back and watched it, and it was like CM Punk, and it just stopped. I'm like, holy fuck! They cut out the CM Punk chant. Like, you gotta be fucking joking, baby.
Yeah.
Like,
can you imagine it happening back in the fucking Attitude Era? That would have been no.
That would have been fucking hilarious. So our final thought, your final thought on the sex tape. My final thought is. It's horrible. Paige is going, and I said this to you, that she's going down the fucking sunny China road, clearly. She's like 22, for fuck's sakes.
Oh,
she's already more fucked up than, well, she's ruined her life, really. And she's, like, it took China and Sunny until they were, like, I don't know.
In their 30s,
like,
I suppose.
Yeah, like, they were late 20s, early 30s before they start fucking shit up. But she's already on that road. It's so obvious to see where Paige is going. Like, she's going down a dark, dirty road filled with bumps and potholes and turns and cliffs and everything.
Overdoses?
Yeah, like she's gonna die fucking before. She'll never make it to 30. She's a fucking train wreck. It's her own goddamn fault, is the worst part. And people are like, oh, I feel bad for her at this cabin. Don't be so fucking stupid, man. Like, honestly, like, it's a bad thing to say, but don't be so stupid. She's filming herself, for fuck's sake. She's not even anyone else in the room. She's like, no, come fuck me, man. And everything, like... And then she sends it via cell phone to someone. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, and what the fuck is she doing? What is Maddox doing? Jizzing on the NXT fucking bill. Like, okay. Like, I hope Charlotte and fucking all those people and fucking Sasha Banks, when they had that after, fucking put some fucking Goo Gone on that or something. Like, holy fuck.
They probably didn't even know about it. So imagine all the times that somebody, like, licked it or kissed it or something.
Alright, but think about it now. Hold on. You think that's bad? I wonder what happened to the world title when Flair had it back in the 80s. Oh God. You think that's bad? Buddy was probably pissing on it. No shit.
He had it stuffed up his ass.
He was probably stuffing it up his own ass. Like, oh, yeah. So, my final thought is, it sucked. I think it's their own fault. And it sucks to say, because, like, I honestly feel bad for her. But at the end of the day, like, you're an idiot. And she's been making horrible decisions for, like, fucking 2 years now, and this is just another one. Like, there's probably more to come, man. Like, this is probably not even over. Like, I don't think that this is the end of Paige's saga. Not even close. This is only the beginning.
Oh, so, yeah, for sure. She's
fucking eat.
Like I said, I got a funny feeling she'll have a drug overdose in the near future, or probably the next couple of years. Her and Del Rio are still together. I don't know what's going on with that. I'd say more likely there's going to be some kind of scandal where he beats her or something, and That kind of
El
deal.
Patron or whatever the fuck his name is.
Alberto Del Patron.
Is it Patron?
I don't know. I honestly have not watched him in one segment or match since he left WWE because I honestly don't care. I didn't even like him when he's in WWE, so I can care less about him in fucking Ring of Honor or fucking TNA or wherever he was at. I honestly don't care.
Yeah, I really don't care. I didn't. Yeah, like you said, I don't think friggin' even when he was in WWE, we gave a fuck, did we?
No, I didn't even when he was a main event guy, I still didn't even really care.
Yeah, like we didn't give a fuck. So that was the biggest news easily of the week. Like, I mean, all the stuff that happened on the programming with WrestleMania, and there's been lots of little things. I guess like JR's wife. I made a horrible comment about that earlier, but I thought that happened a long time ago. But
It was like yesterday.
Wait.
Because when I texted you and told you yesterday, he literally just posted on Facebook 5 minutes before saying that his wife was hit by a car while driving her Vespa. And he said, pray for her or something like that. So I read today that now she's on life support and he's asking for everybody's support and everything else, right? So
yeah.
hopefully she pulls through. She looks like she's significantly younger than him too.
I haven't seen a picture of her. The last I seen her like a few hours ago, she's brain dead and on life support. So I don't think she's gonna make it.
No, which kind of sucks. But well, on a lighter note, for all you wrestling fans out there who maybe might not have
some dirty old dark music here now.
No, that might not have access to like wrestling all over the place. You could probably watch. Netflix got Lucha Underground. The first 2 seasons of Lucha Underground are on Netflix.
Yes, you told me about these.
I have been watching it. I think I'm 10 episodes into the first season. This wrestling is very different than what you're going to get with WWE. It's shot like a TV show, almost like a movie. I don't know if you ever heard of Robert Rodriguez, the director. Yeah. Well, he's the executive producer of Lucha Underground. Well, is he? Yeah, for the first season anyway.
Isn't he the one that did like Sin City and shit?
Yeah, and Machete and
Machete and stuff like that,
and Desperado, and those movies.
Yeah. Oh, really? I like him. Fucking actually,
so
that intrigues me, Johnny.
The backstage segments are shot like a movie. So it's like a gritty kind of dark. The wrestlers do a decent job of acting. Obviously, the best actor in it is the actual actor, and he plays like the Vince McMahon kind of figure.
Mm-hmm.
The first season, the main event stars are Johnny Mundo or John Morrison for the WWE people, and they bring in a guy. What's his name? Mil Mascaras.
Oh, Mil Mascaras. Yes, yeah. We know him.
And people like that. Oh, and Prince Puma is a big part of it. You would know him as Ricochet.
Oh, yeah.
So they just put a mask on him and call it Prince Puma. Conan is in it. Vampiro and Matt Striker are the commentary.
Yeah, and Vampiro looks nothing like he used to.
No, well, he's bald for one.
I didn't even know who he was when I watched like 1 or 2 episodes. He comes on TV like every Friday night or something up here, but I don't really watch it. But I tune into it or whatever because it kind of is intriguing. Like you're right, it's shot like a director, like a movie or something. So, but yeah, Vampiro. What? I was like, who's that guy? And then I googled the commentators for Lucha Underground. Fucking Vampiro, man. And I was like, weird.
Now,
but I don't know much about it, but I'll probably check it out on Netflix. You recommended it because it's something different, right?
Sometimes it comes off really corny. And
well, wrestling is corny as a whole. So.
I find, Mark Burnett is also an executive producer on it, and he's the ones. Mark Burnett did a lot of these reality shows, and you could tell he's one of the executive producers because ever watch like Hell's Kitchen or any of those shows where he has like the outside shots?
Yeah.
He does a lot of that. So like the show will start off with like a helicopter view of Los Angeles or wherever they're at in California, and then it'll show outside of this building, and then it'll cut into it and this kind of deal. And even some of the reaction shots when they're doing interviews, you can tell it's from him. Vampiro's commentary work needs a lot of work in the first season anyway. I don't know if he gets better later on, but it needs a lot of work, man. He's not very good at it.
Well, this is you're into the first season, right?
Yes. A lot of times when stuff happens, he just goes, Jesus, 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 like this. Like, that's all he does. Seriously. And he says, like, bro, a lot. And he's like, man, that was a deadly move, bro. That's what he says.
Is that fucking goddamn Vince Russo, is it?
No, that's what he said all the time, man. So, Matt Striker makes up for it, because Striker's actually calling the match, and, you know, they even make some WWE references and stuff, which kind of surprised me. Even when Johnny Mundo or John Morrison comes out for the first time, they acknowledge that he was in WWE and his time there, and they've done it. There's a couple of times they talked about it. Conan is a big part of it too, which is kind of weird, but the storylines are good. I like it so far. Like I said, it comes off as almost a TV show with a bit of wrestling mixed in. The shows aren't too long. There's only 2-3 matches per show, so you don't get really sick of it or bored with it. The matches are exciting for the most part. One of the weird things is that one of the main stars is a woman. And not weird because she's a woman, but weird because she actually wrestles men. So
weird. So
Sexy Star is her name, and her first feud is with Chavo Guerrero. As in, like, matches with Chavo hits her in the face with a chair. Like, he chair shots her straight in the face.
And, like, it's good, too, for those guys that they're on Netflix, right? Because, like, that's bigger than cable. Everybody has Netflix. That's, like, the broadest form of friggin'
that's huge,
distribution.
Man. Huge.
Yeah, like, for entertainment distribution, that's the biggest you can get these days, right? I guess.
Oh, for sure, man. So, I mean,
so they got on air, so
anybody who's never watched wrestling before can technically turn on Netflix right now and watch wrestling.
Yeah, or you never seen it, or you used to watch it, you try and it pops up on your, like, recommended or whatever, like, that's
recently added or whatever, or trending now or whatever. With the network, you got to go sign up for it and pay for it and actually look for it. Same with torrents or anything on YouTube, you really got to look for it and, you know, try to find it. Even cable, you still got to have the channels to go watch it and actually, like, you know, go in and watch it. This is right there in front of you. Netflix is going to pop up, and you might just be scrolling down through and see it by accident and be like, oh, fuck, I'll turn it on and see what it's like. And you might like it. I liked it. I couldn't wait for it to come on because I really wanted to watch it. And I was even going to download it and watch it that way. But then I find that it's kind of annoying because then you got to keep getting up and changing the files and stuff. Even watching it on my TV box, like my Android box, you got to go out and you got to pick the next file, go in, you know what I mean? This kind of deal. With Netflix, it just plays all together. So, but I think that would help. That's going to help wrestling in the long run in Lucha Underground anyway. Now,
well, Vince's going to buy that fucking next year or two, probably.
I think it's... I can't remember. I should have looked it up, but I never. They got 2 seasons on there. I'm almost sure. Because they said the first season was 2014. So if the second season is 2015, that would have made third season last year. And maybe the fourth season starting now. Or coming up or something. I'm not sure.
It's what a fucking concept that is, too. Like... Well, the TV show stuff and everything is different for wrestling, obviously, because it is a TV show. Obviously, it's not fucking television, but it's never been shot like a television show. But seasons, like, it's such a weird idea for wrestling. It's never been, I don't think, to my knowledge, and correct me if I'm wrong, but as long as wrestling has existed, at least in the modern era, the season has been. A lot of people have said over the years, like, wrestling should have a season, like just like NBA or NFL or NHL or something.
They should have an off time, yeah.
Yeah, like, it's a season. Like, so from January, which is the Rumble, till SummerSlam, right? So that's 8 months. NHL season's 8 months. NFL season's 6 months, whatever. So you go from Royal Rumble to SummerSlam, you take the fall off, and you start up again at... And really, what do you miss in the fall, really? Like, that's kind of like that filler period where it's like, okay, we're getting ready for the Rumble in January. We got to fill in time now with these 3 or 4 pay-per-views, and, like, nothing huge... It's kind of interesting that they're doing it by the season, because I kind of like that, actually. I don't know... I've never watched the full season, but like I've seen the show. I've seen it a couple times, and it kind of grabs you right away because the way it's shot is so different. Like if you're a wrestling fan, you don't really know anything but WCW, WWE, ECW, Ring of Honor. It's all wrestling shows. It kind of grabs you because you're like, wait a minute, this is kind of weird, right? So I like how they do seasons. I don't know how long the season is.
Even the fact that it's got an overarching storyline, right? So the storyline is that this corrupt businessman bought out this temple, this Aztec temple, and now he's having he got like this open door policy for anybody who wants to come in and wrestle or fight for him, and he gives them money to do so. So like the very opening main feud or gimmick kind of deal is that whoever impresses him on the first show gets $100,000.
Oh, I see.
So everybody on the first show that's what the gimmick is, right? That's what everybody's trying to work towards. They're trying to impress because they want to make this $100,000. So the first main event is Johnny Mundo versus Prince Puma, right? And that's basically the selling point, is that these two guys are trying to outdo each other and they won't give up because they're trying to get the $100,000.
That's a good selling point.
Right? And that's what I like. Now, from understanding, without spoiling it too much, I think...
Well, it's like, this is the original season, but not a lot of people have seen it, though, so I guess you're not really spoiling it for everyone.
Another thing is, too, I haven't got to this point yet, but I've read it before, just because you know how you read spoilers sometimes by accident, that apparently, I'm not going to say who they are, but eventually it gets to the point where some of the wrestlers who are bad guys are actually undercover cops sent in by the Los Angeles police to infiltrate this guy's like criminal network and take him down from the inside.
Just getting deep.
So, and that's what I mean. It's almost like a TV show. So it comes out afterwards that these guys are undercover cops who are acting like bad guys to try to infiltrate his criminal master plans and stuff and take him down from the inside and all this kind of stuff. So that there, to me, made it intriguing as well.
Well, I think that anyone that's a wrestling fan, that especially would be enough of a wrestling fan to sit down and listen to someone's podcast. I mean, that makes you hardcore. If you haven't seen it, and I haven't, I've probably seen 3 episodes since 2014. But I think it's worth checking out for anyone, really. It's something different. It's not WWE. It's not produced like WWE. It's not directed like WWE. So it's worth checking out, and I'll check it out myself because it's something different than the run-of-the-mill stuff, right? Like, and there's nothing wrong with, like, obviously I'm a huge fan of just regular wrestling, and that's what we talk about every fucking time we're on this podcast. But it's kind of a weird approach to it, so
for sure, like,
hey, it's worth checking out. I love how it's on Netflix. That's freaking amazing. I don't know how they pull that off.
Some people might not.
But the fact that they got it on Netflix,
I can see how some people might not.
That might actually help.
Especially
but I think Vince is
going
to buy it the next year or two.
So if you don't like that flippy,
because the '80s is happening all over again, and
spot fest style, you're probably not going to like this because it is lucha. If you don't like the lucha style of Lucha Underground, then it's probably not for you. If you don't like the flips and some of the moves are absolutely fucking insane. Okay, so let me tell you right now, Prince Puma, Ricochet, aka, he does a 630 splash. Like a 630, like not a 450. It's past that, which is absolutely insane. Well, because I know that you're not really all that on the whole flippy shit. You know what I mean? It's also taught me a few things. Did you know there's a style of wrestling in Mexico called Exotico? So you remember Gorgeous George back in the day, and like Adrian Adonis, and even Goldust to a certain extent, where they used to dress as like women and they're really effeminate and stuff. Well, that's an actual style of wrestling in Mexico, and they call it Exotico. So there's a guy in Lucha Underground called, I'm going to get this horribly wrong, Pimpernella, or something like that. I can't say it obviously, but they call him Pimpy. And it's this man dressed as a woman, basically. He's dressed in women's wrestling attire, and 95% of his wrestling moves are him trying to kiss you. And when I looked it up, or when I was looking up their roster, it said his name, and they were saying apparently it's a whole style of wrestling in Mexico called Exotico.
What's it called? What is it?
Exotico.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
Yeah, which is really weird. I didn't even They got midgets too, or like minis they call them.
They got midgets with me.
So something there for everybody, I guess. But yeah, my advice: check it out. Let's move on to something else. Let's move on to what'd you think of Raw and SmackDown?
Really?
What are your thoughts on Raw and SmackDown here?
Well, to the one person out there listening to us, thank you, by the way, for tuning in every week, one person. I want to know your name. Please, let me know. Please put in the comment section, who are you? Because I know there's one guy listening to us. But you probably know. Raw was horrible fucking shit. SmackDown was good. It wasn't great. They started off nice and kind of... There was some... Put it this way. There was some really good stuff on SmackDown. There was a couple of fillers, but that's like any wrestling show. Even back in the day, they had that. But there was some quality stuff on SmackDown, I thought. And I know that's like... You see, the thing is, you know what happens to wrestling fans, but is now it's like the smart thing to do to like SmackDown and hate Raw. Like, that's like an internet thing now. Even weeks when SmackDown's not better, everyone's like, well, SmackDown's better because it's SmackDown. Like, and I don't want to get cut with that cloth, and you get tarred with the same brush all the time. Like, oh, you're just saying that because SmackDown's like the in thing. And
I think
I can't stress enough that like, well, SmackDown's not like fantastic, man. Like,
but if you go back in our recordings and our podcasts, I guarantee you we were fucking trend-setting with that kind of shit. Because I remember when this whole brand split happened, and you know how Raw was always the premier show, even, forever. It was a certain point there where me and you started saying, well, you know what, man, fucking SmackDown's way better than this. And then SmackDown's better than this, and SmackDown's better than this, and it started continuing on. Now it seems like it's a thing, but in my opinion, I feel that we were on board with SmackDown being better than Raw before it was a thing.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know the timeline on it, but I won't disagree with you. I don't know how we could have been. I mean, it's just obvious stuff. Like, SmackDown had like, it cut to the point at the start of the show, and then it went to a good tag match, which was like not really good, but it was a good match. And I don't even mind the Usos taking the belt. Now, the SmackDown, like I say, we're not just going to be praise here. Like, the SmackDown tag team division is a fucking joke. It might be the biggest joke in the history of wrestling. Like, I honestly fret to think of a time when the tag team division was as bad as SmackDown's is. Like, they have a lot of bad fucking shitty teams there, like Freeze Dank, whatever the fuck their name is. And, like, Rhino and Slater, who showed up in a limo for some reason at 9:45. I don't know what that's all about. Yeah. But fucking... I
messaged you, I was like, why are Rhino and Slater showing up at the end of the show in a limo? Like,
yeah, like, what are they fucking own the company all of a sudden? They got stock in the company. But their tag team division is a fucking mess. But there was a good tag match. And then, well, you missed the first... the first Total Bellas bullshit. The first one. Oh, yeah, like... I was just like, this is fucking hilarious. Like, Miz came out, and we were talking last week, too. Like, I tell you, we do set trends, because we were talking last week how I was like, man, Cena's, like, fucking weird, like, with Nikki. He's, like, robotic and fucking... This was before Miz brought up the whole, like, acting like a robot. This was, like, 2 weeks ago. And we were talking about how it just doesn't seem natural, like he's, like, a robot or something around Nikki. Like, it doesn't seem real. And then he comes out in this skit and does exactly what we were talking about. But it was fucking hilarious. Now, and like we mentioned, everybody listening, please know that Cena is proposing at WrestleMania after they win the match. Like, that is going to happen. That's the whole reason that's talked about every few seconds. But that was funny. Like, WWE does not do comedy good. Even in the Attitude Era, they'd strike iron while it was hot every now and then. But for the most part, Vince and company don't do comedy very well. They never relate to what's going on.
There's only a handful of times I can remember actually laughing out loud.
At something they did, yeah. They don't do it well. Like, they're not good at it. Like, you just don't... Whatever it is, like, they're elite fucking Stamford, Connecticut folk that can't relate to the rest of the country or something, I don't know. But they don't do it well. But I actually was LOL at that. There was some bad stuff, like...
the women stuff on that I don't really care about.
That's a mess. The women's stuff... The tag team division and the women's division on SmackDown has gone, like, within a month and a half, 2 months. It's plummeted. Now, Raw's isn't better. It's a
No,
reflection. It's a mirror image of both programs, but it's gone for shit.
I actually liked the women's program a few months ago when they had like the Natty and Nikki Bella thing going, and the Mickey James, Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch kind of thing going on. I didn't mind it so much then. I thought it was better. Now it's just they got them all thrown in together. And listen, people, if you don't think Eva Marie is coming back at WrestleMania in that SmackDown match, you're a fucking moron.
Oh,
because they keeps punching home the fact that it's open to every available SmackDown woman, not just the ones they're showing on the screen. They keep saying like, "Oh, it's open to everybody."
Makes no sense. The screenshot shows 4 women.
Yeah.
They don't even show any of the. So what's that old fucking black bitch that just won the belt?
Naomi. She's not in there.
She's not on even. This is the best part. Like, it's available to every women's person, Maggle. But they showed a screenshot for Mania, and it's like 4 of them. It's like, what fucking is going on here?
Yeah, but they got that done because they don't want to give the fact that Eva Marie's coming back.
Well, they don't have to show her, but they can show the other fucking 4 or 5 women that's nearby. Like, fucking. I mean, if it's every woman, like, it sounds weird where, like, every woman competes, and they show a screenshot, and it's the same as the Fatal 4-Way on Raw. It's like, where's the other women? But,
what else happened on it? Oh,
that's a mess.
Cena versus Fandango was weird.
Well, Cena versus that was. Well, I guess you couldn't really put a nail in their coffin, but if you ever could put a nail,
it was an inside joke a little bit with the whole Southpaw Regional Wrestling thing.
Well, that part, yeah, like the match itself was because JBL was referenced it in the commentary, but like poor Tyler Breeze is done. He'll never recover from that.
No,
like this,
he
like
is
they
finished.
At what point? There's lots of times you can be like, I'm going to make a joke on. But, like, Fandango and fucking Breeze are actually, like, that segment, I'm pretty sure, finish your career. Like, that was as bad as when old fucking Magnum fucking TA or whatever got in the car accident. Like, couldn't wrestle anymore. Like, this is it. You're never going to be able to go again. Well, especially Tyler Breeze. His career is fucking over, man. Like, whatever they made him do.
It seems to be when somebody gets beaten by a woman, their careers are pretty much over. Look at poor Mark Merrill. As soon as Sable beat him, that was it. He was done after that. Jeff Jarrett, fucking, that was a bunch of them, man.
Hold on now. You talking about JEFFJARRETT?
Yeah, but I mean, after China beat him, he wasn't the same after that.
No.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, Tyler Breeze got dressed up as a woman, sent out to the ring, got speared by a woman, and then got tapped out by a woman.
Well, just on a side note there about Tyler Breeze being E, because he is fucking E. All these people that went in the Hall of Fame, and this podcast shoots in many directions, so we apologize, but that's the way it is here on Ringside Reality. We're the goats. Do you think Jeff Jarrett's ever going in the Hall of Fame?
No.
Is he, like, worthy, or is he just... No.
Is
he, like, just mid-card?
You know what? He's probably worthy just because... What the fuck is this? What are we listening to here?
It's Jeff Jarrett's theme. Remember? Oh my god! I'm watching the YouTube video of Jeff Jarrett's theme and it shows him headlocking Mabel. Imagine that match.
But
that's on Raw 1995. Jeff Jarrett versus Mabel. But yeah, do you think he's going to the Hall of Fame ever? Like,
do you think he's more worthy? Do you think he's less worthy than, let's say, Coco Beware?
Well, you can't. That's the thing. So the Hall of Fame's a joke, but the comparison thing, I've stopped doing that for the Hall of Fame. Like, I'm honestly going to stop because it doesn't make any sense to do it because you throw all rationality out the window. So it's like you can't do that anymore. It's just, I think it's an individual opinion at this point. There's no point to take a certain individual and compare him to who else got in anymore. Because it's so random. Like, I'm just saying, on an individual basis, does he get in? I'm saying no. Fuck no. Like, I think he was mid-card jobber in WCW and WWE and WWF and everything. Like, he didn't do anything. I just wonder, like, when you look back at his career, will you say, like, is he getting in?
Nah, I don't think so. They might throw him in there as a pity one, like, 10 years from now or something.
The old pity whore.
What about What about somebody like Eric Bischoff? Do you think Eric Bischoff will ever go in?
Oh God, yes. Well, he's fucking a legend, boy. That's not even sense. Eric Bischoff is, like it or not, for fucking a decade, he was the shit. He almost put fucking the almighty McMahon and his Jesus-like family out of business. He revolutionized wrestling, man, for fuck's sakes. Like, the NWO and everything.
You think Vince will ever put him in is the problem?
Well, he brought him back on TV, so I can't see why he wouldn't put him in. He probably already should be in, really. Like, the fact is, the Attitude Era wouldn't even have happened unless it had to, which is the situation we're in right now. Wrestling doesn't have to do anything extreme or fucking out of left field, because there's nobody saying, hey, we're going to put you out of business. The only reason why the Attitude Era happened is because NWO kicked off, and Vince had to do something. And he went on television, and he said, we're going to crash fucking TV. Like, that's going to be our comeback. And Bischoff laughed at him and said, that won't work. Well, unfortunately, he was wrong, but everything that happened in the Attitude Era was... Eric Bischoff started all that. Like, I don't think for a second that Vince McMahon was the genius that fucking just decided out of nowhere, like, WCW didn't exist. Like, I think I'll start an Attitude. It was all based on the fact that it manifested from WCW and NWO. Once that kicked off, they pretty much almost put him out of business, and Vince got desperate, and he said, fuck it. Let's just start doing shit that is absolutely wild, and it worked. But Eric Bischoff should be in. I don't know, remember, I always tell the story when you, remember the time you told me Eric Bischoff showed up on TV?
Yeah. And
I was at stand on your deck or whatever? And you're like, guess who showed up last night? I'm like, I don't know, man. Like Jake the Snake or something. You're like, Eric Bischoff. And I was like, holy fuck. Because you knew that anything could happen in the World Wrestling Federation. And really anything could when he showed up. But, Jarrett...
At that time, yeah.
He'll show up, but... So, SmackDown, like, some of the stuff that happened that was good. Like, there was good stuff on SmackDown. I mean, we don't want to go too long here, but I want to...
What do you think about Shane doing the old elbow drop and missing him?
Well, the Shane thing is a weird thing for me, because a lot of people
They made it look like he hit it.
Well, they made it look like he hit it, but he didn't. But it's kind of like the Punk and Undertaker program for me. It's like Punk wanted to be in the main event of WrestleMania. Like, this is behind-the-scenes stuff that people that listen to the show will know about. But Punk, in like WrestleMania 29, he fought The Undertaker. Or according to the WWF website or WWE website, he fought WrestleMania 29 because he didn't even say his name. But he wanted to fight for the main event, but he got The Undertaker. Now, apparently he was offered Triple H, and he said, no, I'm not fighting Triple H at WrestleMania, because he didn't think it was a big enough match. That's the story. But they said, well, we're not giving you a title match, but we'll give you The Undertaker. Right? And he went, okay. So when he complained about wrestling The Undertaker, which he did, like in some interviews and stuff, he said, I think I should be in the main event for the world title, blah, blah, blah. Everyone backlashed and said, how dare you say a match with The Undertaker is not the actual main event? Like, you're a fucking piece of shit. Like, you're fighting The Undertaker at WrestleMania, man. What else do you want? But at the end of the day, he was right. This is kind of the same thing to me. It's like AJ Styles is the best wrestler in the world. He should be in the main event of WrestleMania. Not only for the fact that indie mercs and fucking us and smirks and wrestling fans think he's the best in the world. Breaking news, people. AJ Styles actually is the most over person on that fucking show. It's not just this thing that we've made up like, oh, AJ Styles is the best in the world. He's amazing and he's a good wrestler. Watch the show. He is the most over. He's more over than John Cena. He's more over than The Miz. He's more over than Dean Ambrose. He's the most over person, even with casuals. He's carrying fucking SmackDown. I said it. He's been carrying SmackDown since last year. AJ Styles is that show. When you watch SmackDown, you want to see AJ Styles. He is the leader. He's the best in the world. His promos have gotten way better. His mannerisms, his jokes, the looks he put on his face, everything he's doing right now since he came to WWE last year is money. And he's the best. But everyone's portraying it like, oh, you're getting McMahon at WrestleMania. You're getting to fight a McMahon, just like Punk was getting to fight a fucking Undertaker. That might be true, but it doesn't make it right. Because when I watched SmackDown and I heard JBL and Timmy Phillips, or whatever the fuck his name is, and all these guys, the problem is as AJ was fighting Shane, they were like, oh, you mess with Shane McMahon. Don't mess with Shane McMahon. He's psycho. I've watched him for years, Maggle. He could do it. When you're saying that the guy that's in the office can beat up an active wrestler, that's a problem. If anything, they should be selling it as, what is Shane gotten himself into? He's fighting the best in the world. Shane McMahon is an idiot for even accepting this match. But that's not the storyline. The storyline is Shane's on his level. You're like, oh, I've seen Shane do crazy shit. AJ Styles might not want to get into this. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? And that's the problem with the match. Shane's a 50-year-old, flabby old man that they're selling, and the commentary was selling it at that on SmackDown as, what has AJ done? He is getting in a match with Shane McMahon. It's like, people, that is wrong. They should spin it the other way, and that's what's killing it for me. And it's a good storyline. It's the best storyline on SmackDown so far, but there's not much to choose from. But the way it's being played out is a classic McMahon thing, which, by the way, I swear to fucking God, this is the last thing I'm going to say and I'll shut up. I swear to God, every single Shane McMahon storyline since 1999 has ended 2 weeks before a pay-per-view where the build-up with him elbow dropping on someone on the fucking table. That is the same fucking thing he did to Taker. That's the same thing he did to Rob Van Dam. That's the same thing he did to fucking Kurt Angle. It's the same story. They fight for a couple of weeks, and then a week before Mania, Buddy climbs up to the top rope, and he does that trademark move where he elbows him on the fucking table, and he did it again last week. And holy fucking Christ, thank you, Shane, for giving us the exact same build-up, because this is the same fucking build-up as Taker. It's the same build-up as all those fucking stories since 99, man. Buddy dropped an elbow a couple weeks before Mania, and now it's getting personal. Oh, God. And that's all I can say to this.
Well, I think they kind of ruined it to even Taker last year, because the same kind of deal with that. It was built up as Shane had a chance when it shouldn't have.
Fuck no, it shouldn't have.
Well, even the match itself was a somewhat competitive match, when it shouldn't have been. And the same thing with him versus AJ Styles. It really shouldn't be considered a competitive match. If I was booking that match, you know what I'd do?
What would you do?
Well, I'd have AJ Styles basically fucking beat him pillar to post. Like, I'd honestly have AJ wreck him. But then AJ gets so confident, not pin him and keep toying with him. And then I'd have Shane get off that one crazy spot that he's going to do. Right? He's going to do something fucking stupid like jumping off Titantron or something stupid, right? And have him miss like he did last year, and then have Styles beat him. They can have Shane win. Not a chance. They have Shane win. They're the fucking dumbest people in the world.
If Shane McMahon wins this match, then I'm fucking done. Like, there's no way.
He can't win that. I mean, and I don't know.
The build is like, go back and watch SmackDown, and like the last 4 or 5 minutes of that show, when you heard that little cocksucker JBL and Otunga, who is not human, they were selling it honestly like, what has AJ done? And I'm thinking to myself, are you fucking joking? Not only is he an active wrestler on your program, he's generally known as the greatest fucking wrestler of our generation. And you're telling me he's worried about some corporate fucking guinea pig who's 50 years old that hasn't wrestled fucking a regular schedule in his life. Like, it's just, I know that it's fake, man, but that's wrong. Like, that's not how you sell this match. And I know you know what I'm saying.
It's not good storytelling. That's like, and don't me start on this whole it's fake thing. That's like saying, well, I just read a book yesterday. It had a fucking horrible story, but I'll let it go because it's fake. It's a fucking book. Obviously, it's fake.
Obviously fucking fake.
It should be written well, though. Like, you know what I mean? It's a book. It needs to have a comprehensive story.
Like, it's a poor excuse when it's like, oh, it's just a fake story, so you don't have to make any sense. No, it doesn't. There's fucking millions of people that watch this shit. It sells out 70, 80, 90,000 fucking seats. You goddamn right it has to make sense. And this is just wrong. And that's the whole reason why we're here. The storyline is okay, but it's being presented ass backwards.
So let's say you're watching Walking Dead. You're watching Walking Dead on Sunday night now, and fucking aliens come down and start anal probing everybody. You're going to be like, alright, well, it's okay just because it's fake. It doesn't need to make sense.
Yeah, like, oh...
That makes no sense. It still needs to be a comprehensive story. It still needs to be a narrative. I don't get this whole it's fake. So what are you saying it doesn't make sense for? Well, fuck, every TV show's fake, man. I don't know what you're getting at. Every movie's fake. But the Avengers aren't real, so
yeah, like the sort of break news to you, boys, but fucking Thor is not a real person.
yeah.
Right?
But boys aren't fighting aliens down in New York and the fucking sky and stuff.
Fucking Will Smith didn't actually fight aliens in Independence Day.
Yeah.
I know that people think he did, but and by the way, Arnold Schwarzenegger is not Mr. Freeze in real life. Like
Yes.
that's fucking nonsense. But like, they've done the best they can with the story. Like they've made it kind of personal. And it's not a total shit show. It's not as bad as Taker or Shane last year. Not even fucking close. That was
bad.
Like, talk about a narrative. That was one of the worst stories ever told in the history of episodic television. That made no sense, and it was cringe. But it's just, I like the fact that AJ's getting a match at Mania with McMahon because it's a big match. The problem is that it shouldn't be him. If anything, they should have just had fucking Ambrose and McMahon this year. Like they could. Ambrose is doing fuck alls, so they could have had AJ fucking in the main event, and they could have done if Shane wanted a match. And I know he requested to fight with Styles because he's the best in the world and make him look good. But you could have easily just threw Ambrose in there or someone, and it would have been Ambrose versus Shane, and everyone would have been happy enough. The fact that it's AJ Styles, and you know what the sad part is? It's not even that bad. You know why? And I'll tell you why. Anyone that's sitting here complaining about AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon at WrestleMania that doesn't complain about the fact that Goldberg versus fucking Brock Lesnar is a match at WrestleMania needs to go hang themselves in the fucking closet. You got a lazy old man that bleeds on the way to the fucking ring and can't wrestle any more than 3 minutes versus a dude that shows up and prances around the ring and dances while Paul Heyman cuts a fucking promo. That's the main event. The main event. This is not even the main event, AJ and Shane. So if you're complaining about Shane versus AJ, think about it for a second. How are you happy with fucking Goldberg and Lesnar? Like, honestly. So it kind of offsets itself. Like, it's not... The way I look at it, honestly, I don't like the way it's being built. It'll be a good match. It'll be a shit show. It might be the best match on the show, actually. This show does not look that good. I'm probably going to say I think it's probably going to be the most memorable, anyway, match on the show.
But that's got a lot to do with Styles.
Yeah, it's got a lot to do with Styles, but Shane is a fucking nutcase. So there's a lot that can happen in that match that's good. It could go wrong, but you're stacking it up against Rollins, Triple H, and fucking Buddy's old gimp there. That's going to break his fucking ankle. Fucking.
Wait a second now. Rollins and Triple H isn't a sanctioned match. It's a... Was it Hold Less Harmless match or something? I don't know what the fuck they got it called.
It's unsanctioned, apparently, so they're going to just...
No, I'll tell you now what it is.
Hold them match? Fuck's that?
Because they get the contract signing next week. But it's called Hold Harmless Agreement. This what they got to sign next week. So it's like a whole...
It doesn't matter what they're going to sign. Fucking... One or two things are going to happen. Rollins is going to hurt himself again, or he's going to kill Triple H by mistake. Like, that's pretty much the only two options in that match. But like that'll be a shit. But this is like
1 second. You mentioned Goldberg and Lesnar. Let's talk a second about Lesnar and how you mentioned. You made a good point to me when you texted me yesterday or today, was it? When you said Lesnar was actually at Raw and wasn't used on TV.
Oh yeah, that happens all the time. It's been happening like fucking every couple weeks. Which makes no sense, because then you wrote back and said maybe it costs more. But the more I thought about it, no it doesn't. So, he comes out and fights Big Show after Raw, and he gets in an altercation. He actually has to work that night. Like, he's working. He's in front of a live crowd and he's wrestling. So, let me get this straight. If the cameras are rolling, he gets more money? That doesn't make it... Like, Johnny, he's in the fucking building. He's in the building. He has a contract for a certain amount of paid appearances for Raws and WrestleManias and SummerSlam. That's one of them. Obviously, he's there. He ain't going out and flipping Big Show off here in a dark match for free. So that's one of his things. Why the fuck aren't they using him?
There's another thing too. When was the last time either one of them actually wrestled on Raw?
I don't think Lesnar's ever wrestled on Raw since he come back, has he?
I have no idea. I know Goldberg.
I don't think he has.
No.
Goldberg hasn't. Fuck no.
No.
Why? This podcast is 475 times longer than every Goldberg match since 2003. Like, he only fucking comes out and wrestles like a minute. But I don't understand. Again, I don't understand how you can have Brock Lesnar in the house. You're 13 days out of fucking the biggest show of the year. The show goes off the air and he comes out and fucking gets in a wash with fucking Big Show, which makes no sense and serves no purpose. And if you do use him, all you do is have him going bleh, bleh, dancing, looking at the camera like he hops up and down. You know that thing he does where he's like prepping for a fight or whatever. That's all he does. Looks at the camera while Heyman tries desperately again to sell a match with the same fucking promo he's been cutting since 2012. Like, I didn't even watch the promo last week. As soon as Heyman started talking, I turned it off. And I came back at the end of it, and he was just like, Brock Lesnar. And the promo was like, I knew exactly what the fuck he was talking about. He's like, the Conqueror, blah, blah. So, but the Shane and AJ thing, to go back to that, like, it's no big deal, really. Because at the end of the day, bud, we got fucking Rollins and Triple H in an unsanctioned match that nobody gives a fuck about. Because everyone's chanting CM Punk during the fucking thing. You got Kevin Owens and Jericho, which is the best feud, maybe, but I don't know if the match is going to be that great. And then you got Goldberg and Lesnar. So, like, maybe, I honestly think Shane and fucking AJ is going to be, like, the most memorable match on the show. Because I don't see anything else that can even touch it. Like, what the fuck are they going to do? Does Kevin Owens and Jericho have a stipulation? Because if it doesn't, then that's not going to be...
No, I don't think so. And you got Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt.
Well, that's going to... There's no stipulation. Like, I like Randy Orton as a character and a wrestler, but he's not going to... It's going to be a bland kind of...
I said that before. I think it's going to be a decent match. It's not going to be anything special, and it's not going to be shit.
Yeah, it'll be like a 3-star match, and that's it. But you know what's weird? Actually, I was reading something today, and this scares me, because this WrestleMania is a fucking shit show. But WrestleMania 31, which was the Sting and Triple H fiasco, where he beat Sting in his first match at WrestleMania. Okay. Sting finally comes in after 20 years. Triple H just beats him in the ring clean. Like, alright. But anyway, I was just reading the results. It was a throwback to WrestleMania 31 or something. WrestleMania 31 was 4 hours long, same as this show. Guess how many matches were on WrestleMania 31?
How many?
On the main show. 7.
How many's on this one?
There's 15.
Holy shit.
So, you're going to have, and I said this to you last night, there's no time. So all the matches are going to seem... And like I said to you on the last podcast, you know that WrestleMania's got all the filler, right? Like, there's a 10-minute intro with America the Beautiful. There's all these legends coming back and filling up time. There's ring segments, or in-ring segments with, like, Austin and shit. And, like, that's a good hour of the show right there, just backstage, and $1 Million Man will be there and stuff. And, like, you got to squeeze 15 matches into this fucking bad boy? Well, like, I just think it's going to be too quick.
How many do you think is going to be on the pre-show?
Well, 3, I'd say. So that leaves like 12 to 13 matches on the main show, which is still way too much.
And well, Lesnar...
Like, it's only 4 hours.
Goldberg's going to be a minute and a half.
If that.
So...
Probably won't even be that.
What time? Well, it said that it starts at 5:30 Eastern.
Well, the pre-show for the big shows up here usually starts at 5, because there's a 2-hour pre-show these days. And the main show starts at 7, so 8:30 your time.
Yeah, that's what... It said it starts at... It said... Special start time, 7 Eastern is when WrestleMania starts, apparently. Yeah, so 8:30 here. Yeah, 4 hours. And you would have got a 2-hour pre-show, or hour and a half pre-show.
I don't know. They better throw a lot of fucking crap on that fucking pre-show, because...
Well, I got a funny feeling you're going to get Baron Corbin versus Dean Ambrose on the pre-show. I think you're going to get the SmackDown Women's Championship on the pre-show. You're going to get...
Well, you got to be careful. Yeah, but you got to be careful with that, because that means you're already up to 2 title matches on the pre-show. They're not going to do that. You got a little bit of sense left to put 1 maybe on there, but you got to be out of your goddamn fucking mind. You put, like, because I was thinking, like, Sheamus and fucking Cesaro match maybe.
I think it too.
But that's like that's 3 fucking title matches. Like, you can't do that. Holy fuck! You might as well bury the fucking company in the ground, man, and be like,
the titles mean nothing.
Well, you might as well have Brad Maddox come out into the ring, just G's on all the titles, and be like, yeah.
Well, what else can go on the pre-show though?
Oh, there's lots that go on the pre-show. The Battle Royal can go on the pre-show.
Oh, that's for sure. That's a guarantee.
So that's a waste of life. Everyone in that match hopefully dies in a horrific car accident on the way to the show, and they have to cancel. That's the best thing that happened.
That's a guarantee. That's going to be on the pre-show. I can guarantee that.
So there's that. You can throw 1 title match on the pre-show, maybe.
I'm thinking Ambrose and Corbin on the pre-show. I got a funny feeling.
Intercontinental fucking title on the pre-show? Holy fuck. Like, the thing is SmackDown only had that many matches, so I'm assuming they're all going to be on the main show. Like, they only got, like, 3 matches. Or 4 matches. That's it. There's 10 matches on Raw, and, like, 4... There's fucking Miz and Maurice match. There's Corbin and Ambrose. There's Shane, and there's fucking, what's the other one? Randy and fucking Wyatt.
Oh, and the women.
And the women, so 5 matches.
5, yeah.
And there's 15, so there's 10 matches on Raw. They're just... I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do.
What's the fuck's on Raw that can go...
There's like 75 matches announced. Google it. Like, it's like not even an. The best thing is they're still announcing participants for half the matches. But it's not even like
Nia Jax. I knew that was gonna happen. They fucking just put her on the old on the show. I had a funny feeling that was gonna happen. So they just added somebody to that title match about 2 weeks before the end.
But they only announced Ambrose and fucking Corbin last night.
Yeah.
That match is only like 10 days away. Like so. This show, like, if you go back and watch some old WrestleManias, like WrestleMania 6 or something, it's mad memorable because of, like, Warrior and Hogan and stuff, but the rest of the matches are shit because there's, like, 17 matches on the show. WrestleMania 4, that tournament, remember they had?
Yeah.
There was, like, 17 matches and none of them had any time. So there's Lesnar and Goldberg. The promo package is going to go, like, fucking 10 minutes, and their entrance is going to last 75 hours, but the match is going to be, like, nothing. Bray Wyatt versus Orton.
8 title matches...
8? How many titles you got?
It's just 8 title matches. Universal title, WWE title, Raw Women's title, United States title, Intercontinental title, Raw Tag Team title, SmackDown Women title, Cruiserweight title, and, well, the SmackDown Tag titles aren't even on it. So what do we got here?
There's so many matches, Brian. There's so many matches, like...
See, there's so many title matches. Some of these title matches got to go on the pre-show, man. You're not putting Shane versus AJ. You're not putting John Cena and The Miz. You're not putting Roman Reigns and The Undertaker. None of those are going on the fucking pre-show, and they're all non-title matches.
Yeah, but the pre-show is easy. Like, you put 3 matches on. So all they got to do for the pre-show is put, like, Neville and Aries, Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and, like, maybe do SmackDown Women's or something. Like, that's all... Like, Aries and fucking Neville, I guarantee you'll be on the pre-show, because Big
still 2 title matches on the pre-show.
Well, I know, but they don't... I agree with you, they shouldn't do that, but like, as far as, like, quality goes, like, it's not looking very good, man. Like, honestly, like, let's be realistic. Like, Goldberg and Lesnar might be the worst match in Mania history. I honestly believe that. Like, that is going to be a horrible match. It's going to be Lesnar squashing Goldberg. The story finally ends. That's all it's going to be. Lesnar's going to beat Goldberg in, like, 2 minutes, and everyone's going to be like, he got it, he came back, he fucking... We all know, I know it's going to happen. Like, I won't take no for an answer. It's going to last 2 minutes, but it'll be Lesnar that destroys Goldberg. And all the Royal Rumble shit and Survivor shit and everything, he finally got his revenge. Wyatt versus Orton might be okay, but I don't think it's going to be fantastic. The Raw Women's match, buddy, you might have to actually fly up here and shoot me in the fucking face watching that. Because... that's going to be nothing but fucking botch, more botch, and a little bit of botch. That's all that's going to be. Have you not seen the fucking Undertaker lately? All right. What? He should not wrestle anymore. Seriously, bud. Like, he needs to... I'm not even going to talk about Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is a goddamn fucking Shawn Michaels compared to Undertaker these days. Like, when he showed up on Raw, I was like, oh my god.
He can barely walk. He walks all right weird, man.
He walks... he looks weird.
Yeah, he's got his chest out and his ass out. He walks like all Quacker Boosh.
Yeah. So, Seth Rollins Triple H, this is classic fucking match here. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but in Triple H's 20-year fucking historic career, he's never had an actual wrestling match that was good. Whenever he did... like versus Roman Reigns last year, or Jericho WrestleMania 18, or Booker T at 19. All those matches are horrible fucking garbage. So this is going to be non-sanctioned, which means it'll be a good match because Triple H don't have to wrestle. All they got to do is go in and fight and smash people with garbage cans. So that'll end up being pretty good. I predict that'll probably be 4 stars or something because it's not a match. Jericho versus Owens. They should have added stipulation to that, but like Jericho just can't go like he used to. Like, he's the most over person on Raw by a fucking landslide, I'm pretty sure. Like, he's mad over these days. Like, he's the most popular babyface in wrestling right now. But in the ring, he's not as good as he used to be. Ambrose versus Corbin. Really, Johnny? Really? At WrestleMania, like, is that... Like, didn't Ambrose fight Lesnar last year?
Yeah.
Like, really? Like, do we need to see... What is going on with Corbin's hair? Like, get a fuck hair plug back.
He looks worse than you.
Right. I think I got more hair than fucking Corbin. And Corbin's like 22 back. AJ versus Shane, which is... The feud is heat, but I think it's going to be a good match. Alright. Cena and Nikki versus Miz and Maurice. The actual match is going to be like, what? 1.5, 2 stars? When was that Maurice even wrestled then?
Yeah, it's going to be shit.
She hasn't even wrestled since like 2006, hasn't she?
Who? Maurice? Yeah, since she's left, yeah.
Gallows Anderson or Tex Ferguson and fucking Chad Too Bad versus Enzo Amore, Sheamus. Okay, that's a Raw match, isn't it?
It happened on Raw a bunch of times. For sure. That's going to be shit too, man. I think it's going to be horrible.
Horrible. Alexa Bliss versus Irish Factor Roster. And the best part is, the boys can't even be fucking tell you what the fucking match is. That's
and the funny thing is, on SmackDown, JBL keeps saying that too. He keeps saying that, like, he keeps reiterating the fact that we don't know what this match is. He's like, we don't even know the stipulations. We don't even know what's going on with this match.
That's horrible.
Listen, boys, it's fucking 2 weeks away. Not even 2 weeks. 10 days away from the biggest show in the fucking year. And you don't even know what the match is yet.
Well, that's like saying, this weekend, Star Wars, new movie. Here's the trailer. The trailer comes out, it's like, yeah, we don't know that.
No, here's a good one, too. Is like, Stanley Cup Finals is on Saturday night, let's say. But we don't know what teams are going to be in it. It's like, the Stanley Cup Finals. But we don't know who it's going to be yet.
Yeah.
But it's on tomorrow night. Don't know.
Why be like, Game 7, Stanley Cup Finals, Pittsburgh Penguins versus... We don't know. It's like, oh yeah, we're going to tune into that. But they keep bragging about it, like you said. So, that leads us to another thing. I know we're going long here, but it's WrestleMania. But... What the fuck are they doing with Samoa Joe at Mania? Is he gonna fight? He's gonna fight Sami Zayn, you know that. And that's a pre-show match. There you go. That's what's gonna happen. It'll be old Zayn versus Samoa Joe in the pre-show.
That's shocking, though.
So, what do you think of Samoa Joe's run so far?
Oh, horrible, man. So he gets called up to take on Sami Zayn.
That's another thing. I gotta ask you a question here, and you be honest with me. Just be honest. Is Sami Zayn an underdog from the underground that just can't win the big match and has the man against him and all this storyline of the underdog stuff and or is he just a gigantic fucking jobber? Because like I'm pretty sure that this whole storyline about him being an underdog from there, but he's a fucking jobber. Like he fucking got that Barry Horowitz, Johnny. Like, boy, you better off coming out and tapping your shoulder or fucking he's better coming out like fucking goddamn Hicks. Like old fucking Skinner or something. Like, seriously.
Yes.
Berserker? Like it's that's his story. But listen, that only works if you win sometimes. Yeah. As in, if you beat, like, you gotta beat jobbers.
Well, you gotta beat anyone.
If you keep losing forever, because Sami Zayn hasn't won a match. It's just like fucking goddamn WrestleMania 21. So, it's like, they're like, oh, it's the... all the boys are there, like, oh, fucking, the commentary's like, it's the underdog from the underground. He's gonna get his time someday. He can't win, but he will someday. No. He's a fucking jobber is what he is. Like, because he don't fucking do anything, man. He's a fucking loser. Speaking of that, why did he come out on Raw at the start of Raw? Which we never even mentioned that Mick Foley got fired. I guess that resides under the who give a fuck file.
Yeah.
Like, nobody cares. Like, oh no. You're like, I can see you sitting there, not Mick Foley. Please, tell me he doesn't get fired tonight.
Yeah, do not go, please. Please,
yeah.
Do not go.
Oh my god, he was so good. Like, who give a fuck if Mick Foley gets fired? Because Mick Foley fucking eat these days, but he fucking got more hip surgeries than Roddy Piper. He's eat. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Sami Zayn, jobber. But anyway, Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe gets called up his first WrestleMania, don't even get a match.
No.
Like at least AJ Styles got Chris Jericho at his first Mania. Joe gets nobody. So let me ask you this: what was the point of even calling him up? Was there a point of calling Samoa Joe from NXT? Well, what was the point? he gets called up to be Triple H's quote-unquote destroyer. He attacks Seth Rollins, and then he gets in a feud with Sami Zayn for no reason whatsoever. They're kind of teasing this whole like team up between Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe and like a stable or whatever else, but they don't. Well, that's what they're apparently going to do. Is Triple H is going to be the head figure, and then it's going to be Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens as like his like bodyguards, I guess.
There's no time in 2017 for Triple H to hit the stable, but I know that's where we're going. But also, by the way, I don't know if it's just me, but in the last like 2 or 3 months, every week Triple H comes out, like, he looks older than fucking Freddie Blassie or something. Like, Triple H looks fucking aged. You gotta notice it. Yeah. Like, he looks really, really old. Like, he's only in his 40s.
I noticed his forehead is, like, wrinkled, like,
oh,
insane.
Man, he got these big old... Yeah, his forehead looks fucking eat. Looks like he was wrestling an old fucking Gall Mahoney in ECW for 15 years straight every night.
Yeah, I noticed a couple weeks ago, I was like, man, his forehead looks fucked.
Well, like, he got these big old fucking bags under his eyes, and like, he was standing next to Foley, who's older than him, the other week there, like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, Jesus, Foley looks like he's 20 years younger. That's Mick Foley! That's been through more old shit than fucking anyone you can think of on the planet, probably.
I gotta point this out, because I was watching something today. It might have been one of the World Culture ones, videos, where they were talking about how you find it funny how wrestling cameras mess up with like the wrestler's focuses somehow. So, for example, on Raw, when Mick Foley got fired, he walked around the corner, and Bayley was hanging out in some dark corner for some reason by herself. The Raw Women's Champion is hanging out in the fucking corner of a stadium by herself. So he walks up and hugs her. So if we're in reality at this point, he's hugging her, so he's looking straight past her, right? Like 30 seconds later, the camera pans past him, and Triple H is standing there. So wouldn't Foley have seen him the whole time? Like,
apparently not.
So wrestlers can't see what the camera's not on. So they can only see what's in that square block that the camera shows. Because Triple H just hanging out there next to him, and he couldn't see him somehow.
Apparently, a wrestler's vision is whatever the camera sees.
Yeah, makes no sense.
Yeah, no, they don't even see him too. Like, I agree. Yeah, actually, you know what? And I haven't seen that thing you're talking about, but how many times over the years has that happened? Like, holy fuck! Like a lot.
It just walks up there talking, and it just pans over, and the other person's standing right next to him.
The Raw was it this week or last week when Raw ended with Foley, Triple H, and Stephanie? And the beatdown. Oh, that was last week, right? Yeah. That was when I just was like, all right. Like, fucking Mick Foley, Triple H, and Stephanie McMahon spent 20 minutes in a ring at the end of a Monday Night Raw in 2017, and they were arguing with each other. I'm like, what is going on here? I felt like I was in goddamn Royal Rumble 2000 or something. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, what's going on? But yeah, Triple H looks mad every week too. Like, from last Monday when he beat down Foley to this week, she looked like she's 20 years older. Like, I think the stress of like running the company and all this old shit that he got on, whatever it is, he looks fucking eat. But so Samoa Joe's a wash. Sami Zayn's a jobber. What else have we established here? Oh, the SmackDown Tag Championships. I guess the Usos are taking on American Alpha, I think, at Mania.
I
don't even mind that. That could be. That's the thing. All the pre-show matches.
You just
hold on a second.
Listen, hold on a second. You just announced 2 other matches. That makes it like 17 or 18 matches now.
Okay, hold on a second. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, it's going to be like fucking WrestleMania 4. But hold on a second. You know WrestleMania is bad when 8 of the 15 matches could legitimately be a pre-show match. Like, every match we're talking about, you're like, yeah, that could be on a pre-show. Yeah, nigga, that'd be on a pre-show too. Like, so that's our WrestleMania, where it's so bad, because normally, if you look at a card, that's like 10 great matches, you go, oh, those 3 are going on a pre-show. We can't even tell which shows are on a pre-show, because it's also fucking shit. They might do, Bryce throws old John Cena and Miz and Maurice on a pre-show. Recognize.
Corbin and Ambrose goes on right before the main event.
by what? And that's another thing. That's all right. Last question because we're running out of time. But I gotta ask you a question. What main event's Mania? What like not main event like world title and stuff? But what is the last match on the show?
This is what I said to you last time, a couple weeks ago. It has to be. I don't really believe it should be, but I think Vince is going to have Roman Reigns standing above Undertaker at the end of it.
Oh, God.
I really do. What else do you think they're going to do? They're not going to have Lesnar standing tall at the end of it?
Well, you don't have to have a fucking... First of all, why wouldn't they? Wouldn't it be better to have Lesnar who's somewhat popular over... You want people to leave with a good taste in their mouth, don't you?
Yeah, but Lesnar.
Do you really want people to leave WrestleMania with Roman Reigns fucking again? Like, people are going to shit on it.
Yeah, but Lesnar's supposed to be the heel. You know how fucking... They keep pushing Roman Reigns on everybody's throats. Vince doesn't understand that he's hated. Vince thinks he's a polarizing figure like John Cena. I bet money that the last vision we're going to see at WrestleMania, the very last scene, is going to be him standing on the ropes with his hands in the air and confetti falling down behind him.
You're making me want to go shoot myself in the fucking throat here, dude. Okay, well, I don't agree with it. I think, and I've always thought this, and it's just like a boxing match or UFC fight or anything, like anything that's the world title match should go on last. I don't like who's in it. Fuck, like I mean, Goldberg and Lesnar is not exactly the ideal candidates, and it's going to be a 2-minute match, but you always should put your title match on last. That's my opinion. It's always going to be my opinion. They gotta go with Goldberg and Lesnar last just because it's for the belt. And if you don't put the belt on last, then it's just shits on the belt. There's no match ever that should go on. Michaels and Taker didn't go on last. The belt went on last. And it was a shit show. That was fucking Randy Orton versus Triple H, by the way. Which, oh my... I think that was the worst match in fucking wrestling history. There was no weapons in that one. That was another beauty to go back and watch, Triple H fans, if you want to see straight up. That was horrible. But it didn't go on last. The main Edge versus Taker was the title match. Goes on last. Cena and Michaels went on last. Hart and Michaels. It's always... I don't want it to be. Like, trust me. Like, I don't want it to be. But I honestly believe that it should. Like, if all is right in the world, the goddamn world title goes on very last. But I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that I think it should go on last. Even though it's going to be a fucking worst match ever. It might be actually the worst match of all time. But right. How bad is fucking Taker and Roman Reigns going to be? I mean, think about it. Like,
that's going to be shit.
Is Taker going to be like, meow, meow, meow. He's going to be like, it's going to be a battle of fucking, hoo-ah, meow.
Yeah.
Hoo-ah, meow. Hoo-ah. Biceps stares at each other for 30 minutes in the ring, making noises with the microphone. Meow, meow, hoo-ah.
Believe that.
The creatures of the night believe that. Hoo-ah!
Just both of them yelling at each other. This is my yard. This is my yard.
Oh my god.
I'm the big
That's
dog.
another thing. Like, buddy, take me back to '95 with old King Kong Monday versus Taker. Like, that's the kind of feud this is. The guys, so let me get this straight. They don't actually dislike each other. There's no personal hatred. They don't really care to like wrestle each other. The only reason they're actually doing it is because they want to show whose yard it is. Yeah. Oh man, boys, that's mad personal, boy. I don't want to get fucking... Oh, I can't wait to see that, Johnny, boy. Not only do the boys actually respect and like each other, they just want to prove whose yard it is. Like, are you kidding me? That's going into Mania. Like, that's the storyline. I actually think that they don't even... like, from watching on TV, I'm like, well, the boys actually like each other and respect each other. It's just... Let's prove whose yard it is, bud.
Let's just see whose yard it is, yeah. Who's the bigger dog?
Oh, boy, whose yard is it, Johnny? Alright, that's another thing.
Who is the big dog?
You can't honestly fucking think that he's gonna fucking pin Undertaker at WrestleMania. Oh my god, can you imagine?
I think it's happening, I think.
You imagine if fucking Roman Reigns pins the Undertaker at WrestleMania. What a fucking shit show. They better take delay that one, dude.
Yeah, because it's going to be booed out of the goddamn building.
It's a fucking disaster.
Alright, well, I guess we'll leave it at that. It's an hour and a half.
What? You don't have... Is it been an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Well, here's the good news, people. I'm afraid I have some good news.
Oh, good news.
My bad news bears over fucking working at old fucking Popeyes and you gays over now selling chicken. Fucking... Mania is like, what, 10 days away, maybe?
Yeah. Not this Sunday coming, the Sunday after.
This is like the worst fucking... I said, this is our trendsetter too, which is probably going to catch on. Because we've been trending since, apparently. Mania is like the downtime for fucking WWE. It's like the worst time of the year because it sells itself and they don't have to sell it for you. The name sells it. The people show up anyway. The tickets are bought in November. The network's going to get all kinds of people. Nobody give a fuck what the actual story is.
The place was sold out before one match was announced.
Yeah. I've been saying for like 2 years at least that this is the actual worst time of the year. Because this is like aimed towards just fucking nonsense, man. Like, you don't even try anymore. Like, you look at the bill of this year's Mania, you gotta be fucking joking me, man, that they're actually trying. It's just thrown together. They know it's gonna sell. I honestly think, like, straight up, that it's the worst time of the year now. And it's been like that for probably, except for 30 with Daniel Bryan, and that was only a fluke, probably about 6-7 years. Maybe since, like, 2008 or 9. That, like, the build up to Mania has been, like, the low point for me. I'm like, this is fucking garbage. Like, I don't know. I just think it's the worst time of the year. And it's going to sell anyway, and they're going to fucking get a lot of people sign up for the network. And, you know, it's the name WrestleMania. Just the same reason why I sit down and order some wings and a pizza for the Super Bowl, even though I don't watch fucking football. But I do it anyway, because it's the Super Bowl. And that's the same reason why they don't have to do fuck all. They don't even build Mania matches anymore. Fucking, you know what they're doing to build Ambrose and Corbin? Intercontinental title. The last SmackDown, or the second last SmackDown before, this is their Mania. Ambrose shows up on a forklift, looks at Buddy, costs him the match, goes and gives him DDT, leaves. That's it. That's like a fucking vengeance build up by it.
It's like
fucking...
That's one of those things I still don't even really know why they're fighting. Yeah, he wants the Intercontinental title, I think, but...
But didn't he try to murder him a couple times?
Yeah, but I mean, why? Like, why did he try to murder him? I don't remember why they're in a real feud.
Because nobody cares. It's just like the worst. Anyway, I'll leave it on that depressing note, I suppose. But at WrestleMania, and just like all the smarts we are, we'll end up fucking tuning in now next Sunday, and I'm gonna order up. I'll probably pick up a 12-pack of beer, and I'll order up some Dominoes, and I'll be all excited. Yeah. Because I'm a fool, just like the rest of us.
I'm just going to set my expectations low, so then I can't be too disappointed.
You're going to set it like fucking December to Dismember low?
I don't know if it's going to be that bad. Maybe like, I don't know, fucking Road Wild 98.
That's a horrible thing. That's the one Jay Leno wrestled that spot.
Yeah.
Okay. Old Kevin Eubanks and Jay Leno versus fucking DDP and Hogan or something. What was it? Yeah. Oh, horrible reference that is. But he's looking for... So, let me get this straight. As long as it's better than Road Wild 98, you're happy? Fuck, buddy. Jesus. Yeah, on that note.
Alright.
That's enough. Fuck. Well, I think we can all guarantee that she's going to be better than she was in Sturgis back in 98. Jesus. Alright, we're going to come back. Hold on a second now.
We'll have before one before Mania.
I got one more dip left in me now. We're coming back. Well, what's today anyway? What is this, Wednesday?
Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to be back next week after RAW Smackdown happens, and we come back to fucking shit on that piece of fucking garbage that that's going to be. But we're going to be here. And then we got to do our Mania prediction show. So I assume the next one. If we did a prediction show for Fastlane, we had to do one for fucking Mania. So I'm assuming our next show will be our Mania predictions.
Yeah, because they should have everything cemented but in.
You would think. I don't know though the way they're going. But I don't even. Well, how are you supposed to predict a women's match if you don't even know what it is, Johnny?
You don't even know the stipulation.
Yeah, Johnny. Who's going to win the women's match? What kind of match is it? I don't know.
Who's in it?
Nobody knows what it is.
And you're like, who's in it? I don't know.
Yeah, so you can't predict that, really. But. So we'll do a prediction show next week. And then, typically, there's a lot of chatter going on, so I would assume that right after Mania, I'm going to be hot. I'm going to be hot. I'm going to be wanting to do a podcast, because I'm going to have a lot of stuff to say, I'm sure, after that fuck shit show.
What the hell's going on?
Oh, fuck. That sounds like Warrior before he had his heart attack in the parking lot.
You're out of control.
Well, who cares? Well, what are you were going to offend, buddy?
Old Dana Warrior be coming after you next time?
Old Dana Warrior fucking Martha Hurt teams up to sue Ringside Reality. Alright, why Martha Hurt? What are we doing to her?
Old JR's wife.
Okay. No, it only happened yesterday. It only happened like fucking the ink's not even dry on the death certificate. Okay, that's it. Alright, we're here. Alright.
That's enough of that.
Anyway, have a good night. See you next week.
See you next week.